Welcome to another Hollywood mini reel on my YouTube channel, Real Talk with the Hollywood Kid. If you're new to this channel, on these shows we'll be focusing on obscure actors, actresses, comedians in famous Hollywood restaurants. On this week's reel, we will feature actor Joe Flynn, famous for playing Captain Wallace Binghamton for 138 episodes on the 1960s comedy McHale's Navy. Actor Joe Flynn was born on November 8th, 1924 in Youngstown, Ohio. Joe attended Northwestern University and began his showbiz career as a ventriloquist. Did I say that right? Ventriloquist. And then also as a radio performer. Joe served in the U.S. Army during World War II in the Special Services Branch, and he entertained the troops in the United States. And after the war, Joe Flynn made the move to Hollywood. Like a lot of actors starting out, Joe Flynn's first job in the movies was as an extra in 1948's The Babe Ruth Story starring William Bendix. After that, Joe would go on to appear in bit parts in films like The Big Chase, The Desperate Hours, and The Indestructible Man. Now, even though Joe had a small part in Indestructible Man as Professor Bradshaw's assistant, it really did a lot for Joe in his career. Though Joe's role in that film was a serious role, when audiences saw him, they began laughing. And Joe said to himself, maybe comedy is my thing. And he was right. Now, throughout the 1950s, Joe Flynn began to achieve success in show business, working regularly on television shows like Highway Patrol, The Thin Man, The Life of Riley, and The Twilight Zone. Earlier we spoke about Indestructible Man, 1956 crime horror which starred Lon Chaney Jr., Max Showalter, and Marion Carr. An interesting side note to this film for my movie lovers out there. This film also starred Ken Terrell. Now, if that name rings a bell to you guys, Ken Terrell played the butler in the 1958 classic Attack of the 50-Foot Woman that also starred the gorgeous Allison Hayes and Yvette Vickers. Both those two lovely ladies would die tragically. Allison Hayes was being treated for leukemia, and her doctor prescribed her pills that were laced with lead, so she basically died of lead poisoning. And Yvette Vickers also died, but she actually did live a full life. Yvette Vickers had dementia, type of dementia, and she became a recluse in her house. And story has it that an actress around the corner or next door checked on her because no one saw her for a long time. She went through the window, and she come to find out that Yvette Vickers was on her couch. The coroner, she was dead. The coroner said she may have been dead for at least up to 1 year. Her mummified body was found laying on her couch. Interesting side note, guys. You don't get that anywhere else but Real Talk with the Hollywood Kid YouTube channel. The 1960s got off to a rocky start for Joe Flynn. While working as a series regular on the Joey Bishop Show in 1961, playing the role as Frank, he was thrown off the show by Joey Bishop after the first season for stealing too many scenes. I don't think that's too difficult, knowing Joey Bishop. This would turn out to be the best thing that ever happened to Joe's career. On October 11th, 1962, McHale's Navy aired on ABC. The show was originally called Seven Against the Sea. This show starred Joe Flynn as Captain Wallace Binghamton. Yes, lead bottom. And, of course, Oscar winner Ernest Borgnine, Tim Conway, Carl Ballantine, and Bob Hastings. It ran between 1962 and 1966 for 4 seasons. Interesting side note, guys. Ernest Borgnine originally turned down the role of McHale because he was an Oscar winner and he was a movie star. So story goes that one day a Boy Scout came to his door and said, "You look familiar. Aren't you in Bonanza?" To which Ernest Borgnine quickly shut the door, called his agent, and asked if the role was still available, and it was. On April 12, 1966, McHale's Navy was canceled and went off the air. After McHale's Navy, Joe went on to appear in shows like That Girl, The Magical World of Disney, The Jackie Gleason Show, I Dream of Jeannie, and Batman. Throughout Joe's career, there were rumors that he was gay, and in 1973, he was the victim of an extortion plot. Now, Joe received a phone call one evening from a man saying that he was in the possession of, quote, revealing photos of Joe and wanted $7,000 for the ransom. Joe agreed to pay the ransom, and he went to the police. Now, the police would eventually go on to arrest a suspect named Clark Worthy. Tragically, on Friday, July 19th, 1974, at the age of 49, Joe Flynn's body was found lying at the bottom of his swimming pool, weighted down by the weight of a cast on his broken leg. Joe suffered a heart attack while swimming in the pool. He died before his last two films were released. He is interred at Holy Cross Cemetery in Culver City, California. Joe was one of those great comedy actors who had impeccable timing. He brought so much joy and laughter to households across the country and all over the world. McHale's Navy is still in syndication today. If you like this show, please click the subscribe button and the little bell. Don't forget that little bell, guys, to receive notifications when a new show posts. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Real Talk with the Hollywood Kid. And don't forget to like our Facebook page. Again, tell your family, tell your friends, tell all your enemies about this show. Bye!